Hey YouTube, Matches 860. Smoking the Friday Savinelli with Haunted Bookshop. Doing a video response to Pablo the Scandinavian. His real name is Paul. In the past 2 weeks, I've gotten about 10 private messages from people asking about how to slow down with their puffing, wondering why their bowls are getting so hot. And Paul was one of those people, and we went back and forth with messages. And I told them that, I'm probably the worst person in the world to ask about slowing down puffing, because I tend to be like a freight train usually. But I said to him, in my case, I think it's a throwback to when I was smoking cigarettes. And so the conversation went on, and he finally asked if I'd do a video about how I came to quit cigarettes. I could probably spend a couple hours, because the process had a lot of twists and turns in it. But I'm going to cut to the chase. In 2003, I was in the midst of my late 40s depression. I was still really hyperactive, which I had been my whole life. And around mid-October, I started feeling a lot less energy. I didn't really feel well, but I couldn't put my finger on it. Very quickly developed what I thought was a chest cold. Figured it would pass. Got progressively worse. Thanksgiving, I thought I was dying. Went into December, and about the week before Christmas, I finally went to the walk-in clinic. I was a hurting unit. So I heard two things I didn't want to hear from the doctor. One, that I was approaching 50. And two, if I didn't do something, I was not going to see my 50th birthday. Now, I had known since about the mid-90s that at some point I was going to quit cigarettes. I had already gotten a pretty good collection of pipes by 2003, and was probably doing half a dozen pipes a week. So the doctor at the clinic decided, for helping me quit smoking and my depression, he was going to put me on Wellbutrin Very interesting stuff. Wellbutrin alters your thinking. Kind of difficult to describe, but in my case, everything slowed down. Where I had had 50 thoughts flowing through my head at any given moment, I was able to bring that number down to about 5. From that 5, I was able to pick one important thing that I could focus on. It was an amazing experience to be able to have a thought, one thought, work with it, pick it apart, move it in and out of my mind whenever I wanted to. So, I guess it was Christmas Eve of 2003. I figured if I was going to do this, I was going to do it cold turkey. And it actually wasn't going to be cold turkey because I had the pipes. Christmas Eve came, I decided it was my last cigarette. And the pack that you saw in the beginning of the video was the last pack. About the first week was really difficult. Even though you get nicotine from a pipe, it's delivered a little differently. But being on the Wellbutrin helped erase that thought that you had to reach for a cigarette. And that's pretty much how that all happened. But I think working 40 hours a week with 15-minute breaks, trying to get a pipe in, kind of leads you back to those days when you ran out, lit up a cigarette, and puffed it like a crazy man. So that's why on occasion I do tend to get a little aggressive with my pipe smoking. So Paul, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Thanks for the question and giving me something to talk about. Thanks to everyone else for joining me. Hope you have a great weekend.